Sergachev's going to chase it down there. Ryan Leonard, they got tangled up. Puck to the front. And covered up by Vitek Vanacek. And so a lot of pushing and shoving, and Weegar trying to get a hold of Anthony Beauvillier.
Weegar getting pushed into the net.
A little more pushing and shoving in the corner.
That's the rookie Ryan Leonard taking issue with Sergachev. Sergachev that clipped the legs out of Leonard in the corner as he went to make the hit.
And now a word from America First Credit Union.
Get your money working and keep more of it at home with 0% interest for 6 months on new Visa credit cards at America First.
Well, Mikhail Sergachev, and great to see him back.
Well, the one guy that I'm looking for the big game tonight is Logan Cooley. And you mentioned, Matt, the injury to Barrett Hayton. And for Logan Cooley, it's an opportunity to step up. And this is a guy that no goals in his last 9 games.
Washington 72, Utah 52, 2-minute sheets for roughing, 4-on-4.
We're going to play 4-on-4.
Alexander Kerfoot in against Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Big hit along the boards, Tanev that time. And now they're going to go after Tanev. Tom Wilson and Brandon Tanev. Ian Cole coming in as well. Boy, they're John right in each other's face.
Well, the intensity of Brandon Tanev is unmistakable.
What a hit.
As he gets inserted back in the lineup for one reason only, and that's to bring the energy. Well, it was Tanev that... Lots of words for Tom Wilson. Here's the hit from Tanev as Roy turns his back. Tanev finishes his check. And it was 2 or 3 Capitals that jumped Tanev. You see both Van Riemsdyk and Wilson go after him.
Is it not third guy?
You think that there's got to be something there as both of those guys...
Well, they will sort this out.
This is our director, Paul Hemming, having a field day right now down there. This is A+ stuff.
This heated up, and I think you got to go back to the one-on-one Sergachev and Ryan Leonard, and it's been wacky ever since.
And right after that happened, Matty, Tom Wilson immediately started jawing at Utah's bench, and they are still going at it. So while Tanev and Wilson had a tussle, I'm willing to say that that's probably not the last time in this hockey game that those two guys are going to come together.
Those guys are 2 guys that know each other well. They both train in the off-season in Toronto. They are exchanging some niceties as these officials continue to sort out the penalties. But I mean, you have to think, Nicky, that 2 Capitals dropped the gloves. And I don't know. I didn't see if an arm went up initially on the hit from Tanev, whether they were going to call that.
I think that could be part of the conversation as well. Because, I mean, Tanev did take, I mean, he took probably 2 or 3 strides while the back was still turned and then delivered the hit. And no real big injury to Matt Roy, thankfully, but then the whole fracas started, and So you wonder if there is going to be a boarding type of call, but nonetheless, here's the call.
Utah number 13 has a minor penalty for boarding and a 10-minute misconduct. Washington 43 has 4 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah, make no mistake, those 10-minute misconducts are there to calm the waters. Last thing you want is those two guys to come out of the box in a couple minutes and pick up where they left off, but you see the initial boarding call was made.
Well, we talked about the lineup changes. We talked about the energy that Brandon Tanev can instill. Tom Wilson will now go to the Capitals dressing room as well. He's having some words to the Utah bench. By the way, Tom Wilson, for his career, guys, 1,626 penalty minutes. That's a lot.
And when that guy shoots it, rarely does he miss.
Yep, there we go.
So that's Brandon Duhaime going against Brandon Tanev. You knew this was coming. Tanev, former Minnesota Wild player. He's got Tanev's helmet off. Five-minute majors coming. Tanev's going to go right back to the box. In a 3-3 game here tonight at the Delta Center.
Well, all of a sudden, we're tied at 3 here at the Delta Center. As Brandon Tanev answered the bell. As the Capitals forward, Brandon Duhaime, right off the faceoff, you see they've already agreed to go. You hear the bell ring here at the Delta Center. And interestingly, Nicky, after this tilt, it looks like a couple slaps from Tanev as he's trying to get that helmet off. But literally the entire Capitals bench left the bench to go greet Duhaime in the penalty box. You do not see that.
I've never seen that.
That's the old reverse handshake line right there. And Brandon Duhaime, who is affectionately known as Doggy by his teammates because he just always has this unending energy.
McBain trying to go out high. Penalty coming up here. And there's Wilson. Yeah. And now Carcone wants a piece of Wilson. And I guess that's payback.
They see McBain heading out to have words with Wilson. And we will not forget that earlier in this game, it was Wilson offering that he would be back. Well, let's take a look at the chance from Gunther first. Cooley lays it off. Gunther, watch the feet. Forehand, backhand, back to the forehand. And as you said, Nicky, that puck on edge doesn't seem to bother him at all. And then here, Nicky, here's the penalty. I mean, that is, his puck is long gone. Not a blindside hit on McBain, who is absolutely livid, and he should be.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you need to be worried, or you need to be, making sure that you're caring for the guy that's in a vulnerable spot.
I mean, that is just ridiculous from Wilson.
Did he leave his feet?
Hey,
interference, no doubt.
There's multiple levels at which that is over the line. Not to mention that he already guaranteed that he would be back.
There is a responsibility on the hitter that you do not go after a guy that's defenseless. And after McBain made that pass, the video showed it. The puck was gone. And He's not expecting to be hit.
And he finishes the hit, guys. Like, it's one thing if you're going to collide, you try to avoid the contact. McBain no longer has the puck, but he actually finishes and follows through on the hit to a defenseless opponent. This is, to me...
Evidently, he's been given a major. Are they looking at it to maybe bring it down? And he can't believe it. But that puck was, what, 20 feet away, right? I mean, it was gone. And, well, here we go. Jean Hébert.
After review, the call is reduced to a minor penalty for interference.
Yeah, so it went from a major to a minor. So he will stay in the game when the penalty is over.
This is a guy that's been suspended 6 times in his career. To me, that's more than interference.
And the NHL looks at all plays, so should there be a fine or any sort of other supplemental discipline, that can be handed down by the Department of Player Safety as they take a look at it.
His power play is going to expire, though. Here goes
Lawson. Crouse is going after Tom Wilson. Heart and soul guy Lawson Crouse. Crouse takes a couple extras.
And Lawson Crouse.
I mean, he was right out of the box, and Crouse went right after him. Good for Lawson.
Lawson Crouse doing it the right way. He squares up. Keep an eye, top of your screen. There goes Crouse straight over to Wilson as he comes out of the box. Squares up, though. Different story than what we saw from Wilson on the hit on McBain.
Well, you'll love to see teammates standing up for one another. And again, for the second time tonight, you see the almost entirety of the Washington Capitals bench empty to come over and give some fist bumps. First it was Brandon Duhaime, and now Tom Wilson. I'd love to see that from the Utah associate captain Lawson Crouse standing up for Jack McBain.
And a lot of the Mammoth came over too to have their words for teammate Lawson Crouse.
No doubt.
And for a guy, Jack McBain, who's stuck up time and time again for his teammates, Lawson Crouse.
Utah 67, minor penalty for instigator, 5 minutes for fighting, 10-minute misconduct. Utah 22, 10-minute misconduct. Washington 43, 5 minutes for fighting, 2 minutes on the clock, power play, Washington.
One way or another, Lawson Crouse is going to get the instigator penalty here, which you could see the expression on Andre Tourigny's face as well, befuddled. To me, typically you give the instigator when it's more of a situation where the player is jumped, but it looked like Wilson was an obliging party to that fight. And nevertheless, Utah's penalty kill is going to be asked to come up big again here in the third.
72 penalty minutes so far here tonight. Utah's going to be shorthanded.
I don't know about you guys, but it sure feels like we're in the 80s right now. With all the extracurriculars, the physicality, the fights. It's been a heck of a hockey game.
And Leonard brings it right back in. Melted down by Vanacek. Now Sergachev going after his man.
Gotta keep their composure here. All the momentum is on your side. After that goal, cannot afford to let the Capitals suck you in again. You get within one, and then you get another chance right away from behind the net. Carcone feeds Peterka. Another chance in front on the rebound from Stenlund. Almost has this game tied.
It's amazing how a goal can turn the tide of momentum in a game. And a little more pushing and shoving was that extra right-hand shot, the jab on Mikhail Sergachev that sent him overboard.